And good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to Randall R. Sadler Stadium on the campus of Earlham College as we bring you Quaker baseball this evening. The Quakers back home. They take on the Bulldogs of Adrian College in this non-conference matchup. Welcome to the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. I'm Troy Narogowski along with Gerard O'Byrne. We're back again today. It's been a busy week, and everything is going to come down. Really, tonight doesn't matter too much other than trying to get some momentum rolling again into Saturday's matchups against Anderson. But when we start pointing out some numbers here in a couple of moments, I think it's very simple again for tonight. You're going to have to find a way to get this offense rolling that just hasn't been there over the last 3 games.
Exactly. And, I mean, it's not just the last 3 games. We've seen that this offense hasn't been consistent throughout the entire season. They've had games where the offense is the best that we've seen all year, but then had games when you ask where did it go. And they've only put up 2 runs last night's game. They didn't put hardly up any against Franklin in the doubleheader. So you said it right, Troy. In order to have success in the tournament and maybe against in today's game and on Saturday, you're going to have to find a way to generate some runs.
Well, the numbers we're going to share with you coming up in a little bit here in the pregame show will give you an idea of where this team is at right now after that 4-game winning streak. Things have gone south, and they only have a little bit of time now. This is really the final tune-up before those 4 final conference games to try to place themselves in the HCAC tournament. They're not going to win the regular season, so now they're looking to see what they can do to get a better seed once we get into Saturday and next week in their final 2 games next week as well. We'll come back, talk about the 2 teams in just a couple of moments. You're going to have to play well tonight. This is a Bulldog baseball team that can really hit the baseball. We'll talk about the Bulldogs next and the Quakers right here, the Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you were born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
We check them better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back 'em better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
Now the head coach's meeting at home plate. That means we're moments away from getting this one underway here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. Let's go and talk a little bit about the Bulldogs. They are coming into this one here tonight. They're 24-7 on the year. They've won their last 3, and kind of give you an idea of their hitting prowess coming in. Their team batting average, this is like playing a video game tonight, 334. They're averaging almost 10 runs per game. That's not in a winning streak. That is overall.
Wow.
And they're averaging 11 hits per game. Keeping an eye on a couple of guys here tonight. It's Zach Shearing, their center fielder, hitting at 443. I think, sure we're not playing softball here? And Gunnar Rainey is at 414. And he has driven in 38 runs. Of course, he's part of the middle of that lineup along with Randy Wood, who has 37 RBI. The only two guys are playing that have 30-plus RBIs tonight, so they gave the other guy the night off. Needless to say, for the pitching staff tonight for the Quakers, whether it be Kyle Gorman or whoever it may be, really going to have to play well, especially when you look at the top of that lineup.
Yeah, they're going to have to play extremely well. You know, the pitching staff has been in question the past couple of days because Franklin has such tremendous success, but the pitching staff's going to have to play well. You're going to have to find a way to generate some runs because with a team like Adrian who can hit as well as they can, we've seen Earlham struggle to keep up with a lot of runs so they can't fall behind too early. And then the fielding. We've seen Earlham a lot of times in a lot of games shoot themselves in the foot with errors, throwing errors, wild pitches, or not being able to field the ball cleanly. And so Earlham's going to have to play almost a perfect game tonight to be able to beat a really good Adrian team.
By the way, Miller's not playing tonight. He's the one guy that has 38 runs driven in. If you go Miller, Rainey, and Wood, they've driven in 113 of the 254 runs going into this one, so they account for 44% of the runs driven in for the Bulldogs. And then when you look at those three and you add Cooper and Shearing into that mix in the hitting department, and then the average, they're taking about 65% of the hits. So the top of the order is really the real deal here for Adrian. All right, let's go ahead and give you these starting lineups. First off, for the Bulldogs, again, at 24-7. Zach Shearing will lead things off. He'll play in center field. Brandon Cooper hitting second and left field. Gunnar Rainey, the third hitter in the lineup today, he'll be catching. 414 on the year, 38 runs driven in. Randy Wood down at first base. He's slumping off, 354 with 2 home runs and 37 runs driven in. Dugan Darnell will hit fifth. He'll be at third base. Tristan Richardson hitting sixth in right field. Chad Paddock will be in the DH spot tonight, hitting seventh. Sean O'Keefe hitting eighth, the shortstop. And Jordan Torrento hitting ninth. He'll be at second base. Jason Schroeder going tonight for Adrian. He is 1-1 with an ERA of 4.82. Quakers will go like this tonight. Mark Jandro will lead things off. He'll be at second base. Addison Robertson hitting second, the DH. Hitting third, the center fielder Isaiah Shake. Hitting in the cleanup spot, the first baseman Austin Hatfield. Hitting fifth in left field, Andrew McFadden. Hitting sixth, the catcher is Andrew Bradley. Hitting seventh and playing in right field is Robbie Shondell. Also in the lineup tonight in the shortstop position this evening, Devin Baisley, he'll be hitting eighth, and Zach Swearingen now hitting ninth tonight. He will be playing shortstop. Kyle Gorman goes tonight for the Quakers, 2-2 with an ERA of 6.07. All right, stay right there. We'll get this one underway in a couple of moments. This has been the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with the most comprehensive auto repair services that include general services, car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. Their goal is simple: to offer the best services available at affordable prices to get you back on the road in no time. For a high-performance vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, give them a call at 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery. Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top-flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com. And we're back once again here to Randall R. Sadler Stadium. Overcast skies. We were expecting maybe a little bit of rain earlier. Looks like that has moved out of the area, which is good news for us here this evening. And we'll get this baseball game in here before the final two games of the regular season coming up on Saturday. Tonight's game brought to you in part by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors. Only $3.50 every Wednesday, the turkey breast, Thursday, the Italian BMT, and Friday, the tuna. Treat yourself at Subway, 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. All right, your starting pitcher tonight for the Quakers, Kyle Gorman. He is 2-2 on the season. This will be his 7th start, his 8th appearance. He has one complete game this year, 29 2/3 innings, giving up 39 hits, 25 runs, 20 of those earned, 25 strikeouts, and 8 walks. His ERA just above 6 at 6.07, and the opposing team's batting average against him this season is at .310. So teams have been able to hit him this year. And again, good to see him back out there trying to get things going as this team tries to, again, shore things up before we get to this weekend when Anderson will be here. Now, we want to remind you again on Saturday, those game times have changed. It's now a noon start time for game 1, so you're about 3:30 for game number 2. It'll be senior day that day as well.
Well, that won't take too long because there's only 2 of them.
That's right. It'll be a short one this
ceremony.
year, huh? So we're ready to go as now keep an eye on the top of this order. Zach Schuring will lead things off. 443 on the year. No home runs. He has driven in only 9, but this is one of those guys that will get on base and set the table for everybody else in their lineup. Official start time, 5:03 here this evening. And the first pitch in there for strike, and we are underway. This is a team that has played 13 official road games. They're 9-4 coming in on the road. That's hit foul, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Now they will have a dramatic drop-off once they get past Dugan Darnell. Their numbers aren't going to look really good, but when you go through the first 5, their numbers are just absolutely fantastic from a hitting standpoint as that pitch is up high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And you figure you're 31 games in, that means those numbers are for real.
Yes, they are for real.
Pitch on the way, and that's going to hit the bat and go foul.
Ain't that something?
Wow. Schuring just trying to get out of the way. Bat was held up high, and what would have been more interesting there if that would have been a fair ball?
Yeah, that would have been really interesting, I think, because he didn't even know that it hit until maybe a second or two after.
Yeah, he's like, you're not sure where that ball went. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gorman with the pitch, and it's outside 2-2 for the Quakers tonight defensively. Bradley behind the plate. Hatfield is at first. Jondro's at second. Baisley starts at short. And Swearingen down at third. McFadden in left. Shake in center. And Shondell is in right. Here's the break-even pitch. High fly ball into right field. Shondell coming in will make the catch, and there's one away. And that'll bring up now Brandon Cooper. Cooper, 394. 3 home runs. He has driven in 21. It's a little cooler day today than what we had a couple of days ago when we got into the mid-70s, and today into the 60s. There's a foul tip and held on by the catcher. No balls and a strike. Wind is blowing, it was blowing a little bit toward left field. It is pretty calm right at the moment. There's another strike by Gorman. .390 dead center. It's .375 in the alleys, .325 down the right field line, and then, of course, .310 down the left field line. The fence in left field upwards of 40 feet high as that pitch is outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. But we saw a player from Franklin clear that monster.
Yeah, we did.
They had a couple of gargantuan home runs. There's a ground ball left side. Diving Swearingen makes the stop. Throw to first in time. Great play by Swearingen down at third.
Really great play. And, that's the kind of defense that Earlham is going to need to play, not just today, but throughout the rest of the season, and to make a deep playoff run.
That comes off the heels of having a really rough second game against Franklin. Committed 4 errors, most of those in the first couple of innings. Here is Gunnar Rainey. Gunnar having a tough year, 414, 38 runs driven in. He'll take that one for a strike. We say that jokingly, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Well, they got 2 guys over 400, another one just under 400. Good batting day by Randy Wood. He'll be at 400. No balls and 2 strikes. I'm not sure that if I'm Kyle Gorman, I bother looking at their lineup. I'm going to go out and throw, right?
Exactly.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Popped him up on the right side. The second baseman, Jandro, who can play outfield as well, calls that one, and a 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Gorman and the Quakers in the top half of inning number 1. Adrian, nothing. Earlham coming to bat. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond. After the unexpected, expect us. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Fayette, Rush, Union, Decatur, and Shelby counties. Auto, home, life, renters, farm, crop, and business coverage. Coverage you need in a language you know. We take customer satisfaction seriously and don't take a cookie-cutter approach to your coverage. For more information, call 800-723-3276 or go to their website, in.farmbureau.com.
We're back once again here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium, and Quakers will be facing a right-hander as Jason Schroeder will get the start here for the Bulldogs. 1-1 on the year with an ERA of 4.82. See if we can find some other particulars on Schroeder here this afternoon. This will be his 10th game, his 4th start. 18 2/3 innings, 21 hits, 16 runs, 10 earned, 20 strikeouts, and 10 walks. And again, an ERA of 4.82. His strikeout to per 9 innings, not bad at 9.64. So when he gets a chance to stay in the ball game, he can throw strikes. And again, 1-1 on the season. Their pitching isn't too bad either. Their team ERA is just at 3.40.
Wow, that is not bad at all.
They've got numbers on both sides as Mark Jandro will step up to the plate, 304 on the year. No home runs. He has driven in 8. As always, we'll set the defense for you in a moment as Schroeder's first pitch on the way is an off-speed pitch inside, 1 ball, no strikes. This Quaker team, all right, I'm going to give you some numbers here because that's, again, what baseball is all about at times. The Quakers had gotten through the 4-game winning streak, and at that time they were hitting at 340 as that pitch is up high. Now, in the last 3 games, you ready? Quakers have been to the plate 93 official times. Through last night, they have 11 hits.
I was about to say 10.
They're batting 118 in the last 3 games.
Wow.
There's a strike. And again, this is after the 4-game winning streak, batting 340. They've only scored 5 runs in 3 games, and if my math is correct, that's about 1.67 runs per game in those 3 games, when they were averaging about 9 runs per game. Ground ball, second baseman. Torrento throws to first. There's one away. So that gives you a strong indication of just where the hitting has been.
Yes, it does give you a strong – but, again, we've seen times where Earlham puts up double-digit runs and hits in a game, but we just can't seem to see that on a consistent basis. And I think the team who wins their conference tournament is able to do that on a consistent basis.
Yeah. Here's Addison Robertson, no home runs, 7 runs driven in, batting at 130. He'll be the DH here tonight. Swing and a miss. Now, again, the Quakers without Danny Dopp. He has a sprained ankle. He's out. Could be back this weekend, we understand. That'll be the good news. We still know that as we get set for the next pitch, hit foul. We're not sure on the status of another one of their players who we thought might be back by now, but so far we haven't seen him back, and that is Brian Pensura. So we're not sure when he'll be back, so your 2 starters down tonight. There's a ground ball deep in the hole, backhanded by O'Keefe. Throw to first, not in time, infield base hit. Quakers get a man on here in the first. So Robertson on base, and that'll bring up Isaiah Shake. Isaiah hitting at 315, no home runs, 19 runs driven in.
Although in the 3-game losing streak, or at least I can't tell from their game at DePaul, but at Franklin, I thought Addison Robertson hit the ball a little bit better than what he's been able to do all season. So it's nice to see him, getting a little bit of hits, and Coach Sackers is going to have him unleash on the base pass. Yeah,
he's at 10 stolen bases as that one is hit foul. And yet his time has been limited this year. He did have that run-scoring triple against Franklin in game number 2, so good to see him in the starting lineup today, hoping that maybe he'll give this team a lift down the stretch, as Schroeder will throw to first. We'll get a chance at some point tonight to update you on the most current standings and where the Quakers are in relation to a possible playoff spot. Plus, again, only 4 games remaining, 2 here and 2 on the road. Pitches up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield straight away, as we mentioned, Rainey is behind the plate. Wood at first, Torrento's at second base. O'Keefe, the shortstop. And as we get set for the next pitch, we'll round out the rest of the defensive lineup tonight for the Bulldogs, as Darnell is down at third. Cooper is in left, Schuring in center, and Richardson is in right field. 2 balls and a strike now to Shake. Let's see if Addison Robertson gets the go sign right here with 1 away in the bottom of the first inning. The stretch, and the pitch is up high. Now 3 balls and a strike. Adrian had at one point thought maybe we move this game to tomorrow. They're trying to get all their makeup games in as well. And there's Robertson taking off, pitch in there for a strike, throw down not in time, and a stolen base for Addison Robertson, his 11th of the season. And Isaiah Shake now with a count of 3 balls and 2 strikes. Isaiah leads the team in stolen bases, 20 of 21 attempts this year. As Schroeder gets the sign, looks at second, now comes home with a pitch, and it's hit foul. Another good cut by Shake. Quakers played last night, as we mentioned. They traveled to DePaul. They did get 5 hits, only scored a couple of runs. The stretch once again by Schroeder, and a long look at second base. Time is called at the plate by Isaiah Shake. Be curious when you look at the Quakers now. They play 2 against Franklin, then they come back. Of course, that was the doubleheader, long 2 games. Both were 3+ hours. Then you turn around and you have to play again yesterday. Boy, that was way inside, and Isaiah Shake caught looking on a ball that looked like to me that was way off the plate.
Wow, okay, yeah. I think we've seen more times this year umpires call that a ball, but I guess this umpire is claiming that, you know what, that's part of the strike zone today.
Here's Austin Hatfield. Yes, baseball is a game of angles. 274, 1 home run, 19 runs driven in. And he apparently had a better angle than all of us did. Hatfield in. Here's the pitch on the way. It'll be hit foul. I tried to get my broadcast partner a long time ago to understand that it was a game. And he went for years, wouldn't believe me. He's finally picking it up. That just because we think it's a strike, well, you're down there. I mean, he's right next to it. Mm-hmm. We're 30 feet away and behind glass. Here's the stretch by Schroeder.
And a good 15, 20 feet in the air.
There you go. Ground ball, hard hit to the third baseman. Throw to first in time, and that'll do it for the Quakers. They will leave a man on in the bottom half of inning number 1 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. No score. This is Earlham Baseball on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hey, this is Steve, and out of Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local non-profit schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally. To watch people grow with endless possibilities.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto, in business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians, and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf, and I approve this message.
We will head to inning number 2 here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. Wood, Darnell, and Richardson all due up. Both teams out pretty easily in the first inning.
Leading off the second inning for Adrian.
Wood hitting at 354. 2 home runs. He has driven in 37 on the year. As we said, once you get to the number 5 hitter, then the numbers start to go down a little bit. But as that pitch is low, that top of the order.
Yeah. Very impressive.
In what we said in the first inning is if I am Kyle Gorman, I try not to look at it.
No.
Right?
And I'm sure Coach Sakovic doesn't really have him really pay attention to the numbers. I'm sure he lets Kyle Gorman know, or any of his pitchers know, that, okay, this is one of their better hitters. A lot of it, depending on the scouting report, he likes to hit more to the left than to the right. And I think Coach Sakovic, as we say, a grounder hit to Swearingen at third. And he will make the throw across the diamond for the out. But we see Coach Sakovic, depending on the batter, will come up He'll tell his outfield whether to move right, whether to move left. So it looks like he does a good job on the scouting report, and I'm sure he tells his pitchers what are their spots, what side of the field he likes to hit to, but he probably doesn't have them focus on the numbers much.
You know, as Dugan Darnell steps up 320 on the year with 1 home run and 24 RBIs, when you speak of Coach Sackasitz, I think he's been more active in – they don't really do a lot of shifting, but he is very active in telling players where the ball is going to be hit, like you said.
Yes.
I think he's more active doing that now than he's ever been, which I find interesting.
And I think that goes back to looking at the numbers and probably looking at the scouting report and trying to give your team as much of an edge as possible in guessing where the ball will most likely end up off the bat.
Next pitch by Gorman is low and inside. That's what in all sports have a certain amount of statistics that you go through. And I'm not so sure that wouldn't be a fun career, just crunching numbers. And I should have been a little bit smarter when I was in school. Maybe I'd be making tons of money now. The sabermetric stuff. 2 balls and a strike. Figuring out where a guy, how many times he hits to right, center, left, if it's against left-handed hitters, right-handed hitters, nighttime, daytime. That one chopped foul. Might have caught a piece of Darnell. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Elias Sports Bureau would be the place to go work. You could just do that all. I mean, I'm sure people think they'd get kind of boring. I would imagine it would in a lot of ways, but I always find it fascinating how they put all that together. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there by Gorman as he gets the strikeout. 2 away. And here is Tristan Richardson. Now here's where the numbers start to drop off a little bit for the Bulldogs, as Richardson hitting only .216, no home runs, and 12 runs driven in. Everybody below the equator here is right around that 200 mark now. Bunt attempt and held on by Bradley, the catcher.
But we'll see how much that means, because I remember going into the Franklin game, I think at their equator, the numbers weren't the same as the top of the order, but those guys had a well of a day hitting.
Yeah.
And we'll see if Earlham can not have the same type of result with Adrian.
Boy, it is a game of angles for sure, and that angle was that the umpire thought that was too far inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gorman's next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss.
I'll tell you what, that's the one thing I like about Kyle Gorman. It seems like every time he goes up on the mound, he has really great control of his pitches. He hits his spots, and every time he pitches, it seems like the Earlham defense just rallies behind him.
Pitch just off the plate, almost getting Richardson to fish for that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kyle, part of that really good recruiting class 2 years ago, all juniors now, as that pitch is high and outside 3-2. And, of course, he was integral part of that championship team in 2017. I think you look at Walter and what Gorman was a part of that team, and Jordan Christian, those guys, they weren't expected to do much when you're talking about sophomores and freshmen, but they did, as that's a ground ball to Mark at second base, and that'll do it for Adrian in inning number 2. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, no score. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
Hi, this is Steve Funkhauser, and I was talking to someone the other day about how friendly and professional the crew at Jiffy Lube is, and they said, "You are always so upbeat. I'm going to call you Mr. Positive." And so now I am Mr. Positive. And I want you to know how proud I am of you and that you are doing a great job today. And hey, do something nice for somebody. Make somebody smile. Smiles are contagious, you know. I want you to have a great day and the horse you rode in on. Jiffy Lube. Fast, friendly, professional. I'm Mr. Positive, and I approve this message.
And we will head to the bottom half of inning number 2. Andrew McFadden will lead things off for the Quakers, followed by Bradley and Shondell. Quakers got a base hit. Addison Robertson in inning number 1. And so McFadden up at 259 on the year. No home runs. He has driven in 5. And Schroeder set to throw, and the right-hander's first pitch is just off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, the wind, any breeze we had earlier, it is completely gone here tonight. 1-0 delivery on the way, grounded to the right side. The second baseman, Torrento, off to first. There's 1 away. And that'll bring up Andrew Bradley. You know, one thing about this year that has been a little bit different, I know we had some bad weather early, and it really hasn't been a great spring, but we haven't seen those days, at least lately, where the wind is just simply blowing straight out center field or to right field the way we have had in the last few seasons, as that fastball is up high. Bradley, as we mentioned, getting the chance to start behind the plate today. 240 on the year, no home runs. He has driven in 4. Swing and a miss. Count is even at 1-1. Bradley's another one of those talented freshmen that Coach Sack and his staff go to Ohio and recruit heavily in the state of Ohio. There's a swing and a miss, 1-2. And, boy, you go from the Dayton area to Hamilton area, Springfield, Cincinnati. There's just so many talented players in that just little area there, all the way to Columbus. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Got him looking.
And I think that's a big benefit for Coach Sack, is that, you know, there's so many places in Ohio to recruit great baseball players that you don't have to worry about going to the West Coast, to the South, or far into the East Coast where Florida or D.C. You got so many great baseball players in the area that it's a lot easier to recruit without having to do so much traveling.
Here's the pitch on the way by Schroeder, as that one is low, 1 ball and no strikes. And what he has done with this program, being in his 9th year, which makes it a very, well, of course, you look at the ballpark and you look at everything that is involved with Earlham baseball, as that one is swung and fouled back to the screen, is that he treats it like a Division I program, whether it be off-season workouts. I mean, you look at the gear these guys get, and most Division I teams don't get what they get. So the perks are always there.
Yeah, and one thing that I've learned with a lot of not just experience but people I know is that perks can go a long way in recruitment. Yeah. You know, look at University of Oregon.
Yeah.
You know, with the Nike being the person from Oregon, they get so many perks that –
ground ball to the right side. Torrento on the high, hopping an easy inning for Schroeder. We will head to the top half of inning number 3. So far, neither team able to get on the board on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. No score.
Hey, if you're looking for a great place to dine, how about Little Sheba's? Come join them in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue and grab one of their gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, and more in their smoke-free environment. You can get a 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home. For more information about Little Sheba's, give them a call at 962-2999. Today's game brought to you in part by Mancino's Pizza and Grinders. Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads every day. They serve great food priced for family budgets. Mancino's Italian bread and pizza dough are made from scratch every day, and the baking process may take a little more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1166 or go to their website, mancinosofrichmond.com.
Hey, reminder, tonight's game brought to you in part by Best Western Classic of Richmond. If you're in the Richmond area anytime soon and you're looking for a great place to stay, how about the Best Western Classic? You get the most amenities available, including indoor pool, fitness center, conference space, free buffet breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and, of course, a clean, quiet, comfortable room. Best Western Classic of Richmond, 533 West Eaton Pike. It'll be Chad Paddock to lead things off as we move to the third. Adrian still looking for their first base hit of the night off the right-hander Kyle Gorman. Now you think about the 9 years that Sack has been at Earlham. Think about on the other side with Adrian, Craig Rainey, now in his 26th season.
Wow.
So he's seen a lot of baseball.
Yes, he has.
Wow. Yeah, that's a long time.
That is a very long time. But, I think that shows you the type of pedigree this coach has when you've been with one program for 26 years, how successful your program has been and the type of coach that he is, to keep repeating his success year and year after year.
Here's a breaking ball, ground ball to Swearingen, will field and that strong arm throw to first. One thing about Swearingen, he's got a heck of an arm down at third.
Yes, he does. He's got a strong arm, and you just saw it right there.
You ever think he just kind of waits till the guy gets a little closer? Before it seems like he waits. I'm going to throw it really hard.
He might.
Sean O'Keefe hitting at 200, no home runs, and 1 run driven in. Go back to Adrian, too. You talk about the baseball program that Steve Sakositz has built here when you compare to what it was before he was the head coach, where he has a roster of 40 guys plus.
Yeah.
Where at one time Earlham had been down to about 12 or 13 players at some points in their program.
Wow.
But you look at what Adrian has done as well. They have a varsity, they have a JV, they have, what did I hear that it was said earlier, they have a club team, guys that they can probably look at if they go out and compete, could be a part of the JV or varsity team at some point. And
was told that if you're recruited there, you still have to try out for the team. There's no guaranteed spots.
That's crazy.
And you got to earn your way. And I think sometimes that's what makes the best teams is that there's never any complacency because you get to compete for your spot every day and every year.
That pitch is outside 3-2. Now, the same thing goes with Earlham. If you look at a guy like and Addison Robertson, who had a great year last year. He was part of that championship team, coming in as another returning player as that pitch is outside. A guy who you think, well, I'll tell you what, they gave him every chance he could this year,
exactly.
and he didn't pan out, at least for now. And so if he didn't earn it, he's not going to play.
Exactly. And, you saw Coach Sakositz show the seniors some love. He gave him a lot of chances. He kept putting them in. He wanted them. And as we all did, wanted him to find the hitting groove. And as you saw, there were games Addison Robinson didn't see because at the end of the day, this comes down to winning.
Yeah.
In order to win, you got to put your best players on the field. But we've seen Addison Robinson, it wasn't like, you quit and went in the tank once things weren't going his way. He's battled back. He's back in the lineup. So,
yeah, that's certainly, again, go back to Coach Sack and his staff. They'll give you every chance you can to get back in that lineup. Here's one hit well into right field. Shondell going back on it. Shondell on one bounce at the base of the fence. That'll be Taranto with a double, and they're going to hold the runner-up O'Keefe down at third. So a double by Taranto. There's your first hit for the Bulldogs, and that one wasn't far from getting out.
For a moment there, I thought that was going out by the way the ball was sailing, but I think that just shows, again, balls do not travel at this field or carry.
Yeah, they don't, even though it's not a particularly big ballpark. Even at the 375 alleys, it just doesn't get out of here very much. So now here's Zach Schuring. Flew out to right field his first time up, and now the Bulldogs knocking on the door here in the top of the third inning. And this is another thing about the game of baseball where that's a strike, is you see so many different momentum changes. You could be sailing along through 2 innings, and the next thing you know, if you give up a walk
Yeah.
And then you get a double, and next thing you know, there's a couple of runs on the board.
What have we been saying all year? Walks come back to get you. And that's the thing about baseball. One walk, and as you said, one pitch where a guy gets a good swing on it, and again, now you're in a position that you have to protect without giving up a run.
I always like to see how these guys, speaking of Gorman or others, come back after giving up a big hit, too. Here's the next pitch on the way. Ground is Gorman. Picks that one high in the air, comes down, throws to first, and gets a big out right there.
That was honestly the best case scenario you could have gotten right there. A ball right back to the pitcher that holds the runners, and then you get the second out of the inning. Because I was about to ask you, are you surprised that you don't see the infield playing in right there?
Yeah, they may have felt perhaps it was a little bit too early, but here is Brandon Cooper, and Cooper grounded out his first time up. But again, a guy coming in hitting at .394. And here's a guy hitting in the number 2 spot. 3 home runs to his credit. The pitch, check swing, and he goes around. O'Keefe at third, Toronto down at second base. Quakers tonight trying to snap a 3-game losing streak before they take on Anderson as the breaking pitch is outside. And we will remind you throughout the broadcast tonight that the game times have changed on Saturday. It's now a noon start time for game 1 of that doubleheader. 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss as Kyle takes something off that one. This would be a big out right here to get Cooper.
Huge out.
The stretch by Gorman and the pitch. Hit well into left center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit, driving in 2 runs, and Cooper comes through with a counted 1 ball, 2 strikes, and drives in 2 runs. Well, that shows you the kind of hitter that Brandon Cooper is.
Number 10, Gunnar Rainey.
So Cooper now with 23 runs driven in.
Just a good hitting team. As you know, we talked about the numbers coming in, and the better hitting teams can always get the timely hits to get the runs on the board. As you said, it came in, 10 runs per game they're averaging?
Yeah.
On a season. Not a winning streak, but a season.
Here's another base hit.
That should tell you everything about this, the way these guys can hit the ball.
Rainey made that one sound good as well. So Gunnar Rainey gets the single. Here is Randy Wood. Wood grounded out in the second. He's 0 for 1, but another guy who is a very good hitter. 354 coming in, 37 runs driven in. And now the Bulldogs have runners at first and second. And Gorman trying to get out of this inning. That'll be chopper left side. Third baseman Swearingen and makes the play at first, and that'll do it for the Bulldogs in the top half of inning number 3, but they'll pick up a couple of runs on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Adrian 2, Earlham 9.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hogue, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
we got this.
New Vision Sports is a program that will focus on the training and improvement of the serious-minded athlete. It includes all ages and skill levels. They'll create a customized workout plan to provide an ongoing motivation and support program that'll help you achieve your training goals. There are 3 reasons to train with New Vision Sports: variety, specificity, and accountability. New Vision Sports. Give them a call at 977-5831 or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
We head to the bottom of the third inning. It'll be Baisley leading things off for the Quakers. Baisley, Swearingen, and Mark Jondro back to the top of the order. Quakers one base hit so far. That's the Addison Robertson infield base hit, and that pitch is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Baisley 136 on the year, no home runs. He has driven in 1. The wind in the pitch. There's a strike. Well, I guess if I'm a Schroeder, I have seen the home plate umpire give me that pitch a couple of times, and I might just keep going there.
Honestly, and I think not only with the umpire giving it, that's just a tough spot to hit in general.
2 balls and a strike. Baisley has seen some spots starting this year out of Allen Park, Michigan. This one hit back up the middle. That's a base hit. So the Quakers get a man on here in the bottom of the third. That'll bring up Zach Swearingen. Zach hitting .284. No home runs. He has driven in 8. I think that with him at the bottom of the order, the Quakers are hoping to get some offense in the number 9 spot, so that gives them Swearingen at 9 and then Mark Jondro back at the top of the order. Quakers now with 2 base hits off the right-hander Schroeder. As he'll come set, here's the pitch, and the bunt laid down. Right back, though, to the pitcher, Schroeder. He'll throw to first, almost threw that one away.
Yeah, as soon as he let it go, I thought it was going to go over his head for a minute.
He did take a look down at second base, but Baisley got a pretty good jump, so the sacrifice is successful for Swearingen for out number 1, and here's Mark Jondro. Mark is 0 for 1. He grounded out in the first. Much like what the Quakers do when you talk about recruiting in the state of Ohio and certainly in the state of Indiana. Michigan is a huge recruiting area. That one has popped up right to the pitcher, Schroeder. That's a tough at-bat there for Mark as he pops up on the first pitch. So 2 away. That pitch just rode in on his hands and jammed him.
Yeah.
Here's Robertson. But for Michigan, being such a cold state, you wouldn't think it'd be really big in baseball, would you? But they've got all kinds of guys from all over the state. And why wouldn't you, being Michigan, a great state that it is? The Wolverines located there, perhaps the greatest school of all time. That pitch is low. Yeah, did you see my picture of me and John? When I saw John Beeline in the Dallas airport, he immediately knew who I was.
Oh, really?
Oh, he came up and wanted the picture with me. I didn't want it with him. It was 1 ball, no strikes to Robertson, who singled in the first. Schroeder will call time as, by the way, I saw perhaps somebody I thought maybe that would be a good picture with, and Harbaugh, but I turned him down too. They must earn my pictures.
Earn your pictures.
Yeah. Here's the stretch by Schroeder. Yeah, Beeline was in Dallas the same time I was, and he was recruiting a kid out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. See, Michigan goes everywhere to get great players. The stretch again by Schroeder, and the pitch. That was a little bit high. 2 balls and no strikes. Quakers trying to get on the board here in the third, trailing it 2-0. Schroeder checks the runner. The pitch on the way. It's outside. 3 balls and no strikes, and for the first time, actually just the second time tonight, 3 balls on a hitter by Schroeder. The other one was Isaiah Shake, and eventually struck him out on a rather interesting call that got him on the inside corner. Schroeder checks the runner. Here's the pitch, and he missed him high and outside. The Quakers now have runners at first and second. Robertson on base twice, and here's Isaiah Shake. Isaiah again struck out the first time up.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 33, Isaiah Shake.
Again, we've seen it plenty of times that we can get runners on first or second and third, but it doesn't do any good if we can't get timely hits that can bring these guys in.
And here's a guy right here that you expect to do so. Big lead at second base by Baisley. 1-0. I'm not so sure that if I weren't the catcher, Rainey, I'd take a look at the guy down at second, see how far he's getting off, and maybe throw that down there. And that's hit well, but right at the shortstop, O'Keefe, and just over the head of the umpire.
Wow.
Hit well, but right at the shortstop, and that'll do it for the Quakers. They will leave 2 runners on here in the bottom half of the third on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Adrian 2, Earlham nothing.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters, a division of Richmond Power and Light.
At the Reed Orthopedic Center, our physicians and support team devote themselves to helping you return to a healthy and active lifestyle. Our expertise includes shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, and knee injuries, as well as pain management and rehabilitation, and school athletic training programs and sports medicine. We are committed to providing you with the best possible orthopedic treatment that we can. To request an appointment at the Reed Orthopedic Center, call 765-935-8905.
Welcome back to Randall R. Sadler Stadium, Earlham College baseball. In the top of the 4th inning, Earlham trails 2-0. Kyle Gorman still on the mound for the Quakers. Leading off the 4th inning for Adrian, the third baseman, number 1, Dugan Darnell. We'll see how the Quakers and Gorman respond after giving up a few runs in the last inning. And on the first pitch, Darnell hits it to Hatfield at first, and he will throw it to Gorman and make the first out of the inning. Well, if you're Gorman or Earlham, a 1 pitch out to start the inning.
You gotta love it.
Exactly.
You know, that's not an easy play if you think about Hatfield. Not only does he have to field the baseball, then you got Gorman coming over. And these guys work on this all the time, the pitcher covering first base, but it wasn't like he could flip it to him. He had to throw it to first base.
Yeah, because he hit it. Hatfield's playing pretty far back.
Yeah, he would, and of course Gorman then has to get over there.
The right fielder, number 16, Tristan Richardson, at the plate for Adrian, and he takes ball 1.
Come on now.
Gorman's pitch. There's a swing and a miss. Evens the count 1-1 for Richardson.
Grounded out his first time up in the 2nd inning.
And Richardson fouls that out of play down the left field line. And he is getting rewarded to first base.
Had to be, catcher's interference.
They said catcher's interference.
Yep.
And I'm wondering what's going on with that. We've seen multiple times this season, an ump is made called because of catcher's interference. So
the only thing I could think is that, number one, the catcher reaches out to get
too far.
Yeah, and then once he does, that hitter comes around with a bat and got a guy on.
And that might be the most frustrating because Gorman was ahead in the count, 1-2.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, he gets on base because of a catcher interference. So we'll see if that comes back to bite him.
Paddock is 0 for 1.
And that must be a little bit low.
Well, you know what? It was probably a little bit too far inside.
Pickoff move not in time. You still get the benefit of the doubt to the umpire?
Yes.
And, man, gets by Swearingen at third down the left field line. Richardson moves to third, and Paddock will have a stand-up double. And that ball could not have honestly been hit anywhere else. That was right down the line where Spot Swearingen could not get to it.
Yeah, and it was fair, but it was inches fair, that's
inches
for sure.
Fair.
Now batting the shortstop.
And now batting
Sean
the shortstop. Number 12, Sean O'Keefe.
Now, he got things again. It was 1 out back in the second inning, and he ended up walking, got the double by Torrento. They eventually both came across to score.
Well, now, again, runners in second and third with only 1 out in the inning. And O'Keefe will hit that high. Chandro goes back on it, and it pops out of his glove. So that ends up being strike 1.
Now, Mark had to go a long way to get it, number 1. Number 2, I think he kind of overran it a little bit.
Just a little bit, and it came back, and he tried to reach his arm out, but it bounced just off his glove.
Now, here's where you look at it and you go, okay, now if this guy O'Keefe gets another chance, which generally he's going, you know what, I get another chance here.
Yeah.
This is where you see if he's going to come through here. Gorman get a big out. I hate those second chances, though.
Yeah, because they normally don't go in your favor.
That was fouled off right there.
Yeah.
He got just a piece of it.
And I think it's starting to rain outside, or just drizzling.
I think you're right. We do have some rain coming down.
And a high, deep ball hitting the center field. Shake is back. He will make the grab, but Richardson will tag up. Shake will throw it to third, but Paddock is there. So now Adrian extends their lead 3-0 on the sacrifice fly. And that will bring up the second baseman, number 39, Jordan Torrento.
Yeah, O'Keefe picking up just his second run driven in. But he hit it right where he needed to, deep, far enough where there's nothing that the center fielder Shake could do to get an out at home.
Yeah, he hit it too far deep. Matter of fact, I think Shake was smart trying to go to third rather than home.
Yeah, throw behind the runner.
And a grounder hit to Hatfield at first, and he will take it himself for the final out of the inning. But Adrian does get another run across the board to extend their lead 3-0 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. We will be right back.
It's going to hit the monster, and nope, it's going to clear the monster in left field. Pitch hit well, goodbye, see you later. This one is no doubt about it. If your car's parked out there, be careful. Pop him up, right field, that'll do it. Quakers win it. Payoff pitch on the way back up the middle base hit, nearly took the umpire out, and the Quakers will win.
Oh, yeah, that's what's known as a home run, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back to Randall R. Sadler Stadium. We are in the bottom of the fourth inning. Earlham trails 3-0. Pitcher Schroeder still on the mound for the Bulldogs. And the first baseman, number 17, Austin Hatfield, will lead off the inning for the Quakers.
The first baseman, number 17, Austin.
So we'll see if Earlham can find some success this inning and get a few runs, or at least a run across the board. First pitch is outside for ball one. Hatfield, is he 0 for 1 today?
Hatfield is 0 for 1. Grounded out to the third baseman.
Schroeder's pitch high for ball two, 2-0 count. Schroeder's pitch is a foul ball for the first strike. 2-1 count for Hatfield. And Earlham looking to try to find some offense. Only 2 hits in the ball game so far. That pitch is low. 3-1 count for Hatfield. And Earlham has had multiple runners in scoring position, just have not been able to bring them in.
And Robertson back in the first and Beasley in the third.
Schroeder's pitch will be hit high in the air. First baseman Wood will call for it and make the grab for the first out of the inning. Now that will bring up the left fielder, number 16, Andrew McFadden. See if he can maybe ignite a spark for the Earlham offense. He will take the first strike. 0-1 count. Schroeder's pitch. He hits a grounder to the shortstop, O'Keefe, and the play was very close, but the umpire said McFadden did not beat the throw out, so that would be the second out of the inning, and that brings up the catcher, number 30, Andrew Bradley.
You know, O'Keefe probably didn't expect that ball to take the high hop the way it did. That's why I think it was a little closer play at first.
Either way, it's a quick 2 outs for the Quakers. Schroeder's pitch is hit to the second baseman, Torrento, but the throw is off target, and Bradley gets on base. Would you call that a single or error?
Well, where the ball was hit, the way it was, and he had to go away from first base, I'm not so sure that you wouldn't give him a base hit, but we aren't the official scorers, so we'll leave it up to them. Going to give him a base hit? So an infield single for Bradley. I think that's a good call, because that was going to be a tough play.
Yeah, very tough play. Very tough play.
And the one thing about it, when it took that hop, you know, ball skipping off that wet turf, and knowing you had to get Bradley pretty quick down the line, which you really did get down the line pretty quick. So,
well, either way, you got to get base runners the way you can. And now it seems to either be raining or the drizzle is just coming a lot harder now.
We'll call this a steady rain, right? You think?
Shondell takes the strike, 0-2 count.
You're just looking for the game that would be official. Is that what are you saying? I'm saying it was Caddyshack line. Oh, sorry, missed it.
0-2 count for Shondell. The pickoff to first is
I didn't hear it. Did you hear what he said?
No, I just heard Caddyshack.
You know, we've had these on. We hear the crowd, the natural sound, the birds, the frogs.
Yep. All the baseball lingo.
That's right.
Ooh.
Walkout.
Well, that was a hard-hitting foul ball that just hit the top of the dugout. Watch your heads over there, boys.
No kidding. They all ducked a little late, though. Man.
But you see how fast? I couldn't even see the ball. It's still an 0-2 count for Shondell. And he fouls that out of play. Still stays alive. I tell you what, you got some dedicated fans out there.
Yeah.
See behind the pitching bullpen, you got people playing cornhole.
Yeah, I was going to say they are.
No way I'm playing cornhole in rain, but got to have fun somehow.
I don't think some of the fans were expecting it to rain, though, either.
I don't think so either. Schroeder's pitch is too far inside for ball one.
I think I spoke too early when I said maybe we were out of the danger of the rain, but not right now.
It rained a little bit earlier today, but it lasted like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't much at all.
Yeah. But clearly there's something going on when you have to cover up the dirt out there in the bullpen.
Yeah.
High for ball two.
Well, there's only one real dirt area on the playing surface itself, and that, of course, is right there as
on the
pitching mound. And they'll keep an eye on that. If pitchers have a difficult time on the step and they start slipping in the mud or such, they'll get some diamond dry out there and take care of that as quickly as they can. That pitch is outside.
So Shondell has battled back for a full count. Bradley will take off when Schroeder winds himself up. The pitch, Shondell hits it into right field. Bradley rounds second. He will go to third. Shondell tries for second, and he will be hosed.
Well, yeah, and he came off the bag either way there.
Yeah. And that will end the inning. So no runs for Earlham. They still trail 3-0 going into the top of the fifth on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. We'll be right back.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. In a small town, a company like theirs cannot stay in business for as long as they have without being very good at what they do. It's not just about quality work, it's about customer service. If that's the kind of experience you want on your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Call Reynolds Plumbing today at 966-0994. For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, they are advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. Richmond Power and Light provides reliable, low-cost energy and technology services in a customer-focused, environmentally responsible, safety-conscious manner. Richmond Power and Light. Together we make powerful partners.
Welcome back to Randall R. Sadler Stadium. We are in the top of the fifth. Earlham trails 3-0. Gorman still on the mound. And as you saw, that last inning ended with Shondell hitting a single to right field, but he tried to push it to second, and it was thrown out.
Well, and there will be a little bit of a question mark there on the base running at that point, especially when you get a runner to third, and you never want to make a third out at third or at home.
Yeah.
But then Shondell had to be really careful about going to second base because it was a really good throw from the right fielder, third baseman. Darnell doing a nice job. And one thing, I thought he got in there in time, but the problem was he overslid the bag. Either way, he was going to be out
there.
They
called him out before he did that. And we see a high fly ball hitting the center field, shake back on it, and he will make the grab for the first out of the inning. There was a one pitch out from the center fielder, Zach Schering.
Now batting the left fielder.
And now batting the left fielder, number 21, Brandon Cooper.
Yeah, you're getting Schering, and he's a 443 hitter. He's 0 for 3. So
Gorman doing his job out there.
And I'll go back again to the last half inning. The only thing, you don't want to see. You had two base runners on at that time. You have an opportunity with Baisley, who got a base hit his last time up, as that's hit foul. And not saying that Schroeder would have been on the ropes or anything like that, but you possibly had it first and third, couple of outs, chance to get at least one run right there, and you don't do it. So back to that.
I think it goes back to shooting yourself in the foot.
Yep.
Fouls that off for a 0-2 count.
And when you're a team that came into this over the last 3 games hitting at 118, opportunities just they're not going to come that often.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now. So until they get out of this hitting slump, you got to play it a little more careful. And I think that's player himself. I don't think the first base coach told him to go. I think he just saw an opportunity, thought he was going to get there.
But I also feel like, I'm sure it was the player, but I also feel like the coaches, it's also what do you read? Ouch. And he hits Cooper in the elbow.
Yeah, we could hear that.
Yeah, I heard the smack from up here. So he will take first base.
Number 10.
Now batting,
Rainey.
The catcher, number 10, Gunnar Rainey. One out in the inning, runner on first base. But, I think going back to the base running is based on what you feel and what you read.
Yeah.
I'm sure once Shondell saw that the ball was thrown to third, but even then, he looked like he waited a little bit longer. And then once he took off, the third baseman easily saw it, and it was an easy out.
By the way, let's look at this right now. When every time Adrian has scored, it started out with a walk, it started out with a catcher's interference, and now a hit batter. So something has happened now. We'll wait and see if it happens here in the 5th, but something has happened where Adrian ends up getting a guy on base, and they come back to score. And you know what has happened with one out?
And that ball is low. Quick 2-0 count.
So you could sit around and find all kinds of scenarios, can't you? I mean, you could. He he walked his dog between innings, and now look at him. I don't know.
Pick off at first is not in time. You want to hear a funny story?
Sure.
So you know how women's lacrosse, they're playing at Transylvania. Turns out their bus broke down 10 minutes away from the school, and they had to call 5 Ubers to get the team over there.
Oh.
Take over.
So, who's paying the Uber bill there, huh? So, and it's a big game too, by the way, down there for that one. Transylvania, I think, is the top team in the HCLC. That pitch hit foul. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. I want to know if do you have the information of who paid the Uber bill, or
I do not have the information on who paid the bill. I'm gonna guess the coaches did.
So you're in the Transylvania area, or that's Lexington. So you think they'd be big enough to have the 5 Ubers? Is what you're saying too, right?
Supposedly, yeah.
Yeah. And so how many did you pack in a car? There's a base hit.
It gets by Hatfield. Cooper going to third, and they will surprisingly hold him.
Yeah, Rainey, though, gets the double out of it.
Yes, he does. And back to the same scenario. Runners on second and third.
Yep. And this is happening with a single out, started with the hit batter.
Hit batter.
How do you explain that to the Uber driver that you need to take us to the stadium because the bus broke down?
I think you explained it the way you just said it.
He
getting paid either way. So.
Yeah, he didn't care.
I wouldn't.
The infield will be in here now with runners at second and third. And here's, again, a really good hitter, 0 for 2, and Randy Wood. But this guy, 354 coming in.
With an opportunity to drive in a few more runs.
Hey, the good news is about that, the bus breaking down. One of the football team, we had like 70 guys you had to Uber over.
They'd have made us walk. So it was like 5-10 minutes. Yeah, that's too many Ubers. We're just going to walk over there. Get the legs feeling good. And he hits it right back up the middle, and The runner at second, Rainey, ended up running into the shortstop, Baisley. And no call from the umpire, so I guess anything, they're going to let it slide. Cooper does score on the play.
Yes, he does.
And Wood gets on first, so now runners on first and third for Adrian, and still only one out. That was different because they both ran into each other.
Yeah. Now, I'm assuming that they didn't see it.
I'm going to assume that as well. I mean, even if Baisley didn't run into him, he wouldn't have got the ball. But
yeah,
I wonder if that prevented Rainey from being able to try to go home on that one.
Well, they're going to visit, and again, with the bullpen being covered up right now, the rain we had, which I think is pretty much stopped right now, maybe just a sprinkle, but they had the tarp down in the bullpen, so there was no one warming up at the time. At this point, Gorman, they're going to pay him a visit and just give the bullpen a little more time to get moving. Here, I'm going to go back to what I said a little bit ago. Third inning, one out, get the walk, the double, score 2 runs, another double by Cooper. Fourth inning, you get an out, catcher's interference, a double, you score the guy who got on the catcher's interference. This inning, you hit the batter, the double, the single, guy that was hit scores. We've had that scenario 3 times now in this ball game, which is really unusual to see something like that. You know, we talk so many times about when there's 2 outs, you see that happen. But 1 out, and then you have, and I'm not saying catcher's interference, you don't see it that much. Hit batter, yeah, a little bit more than catcher's interference, the walk more, but it's kind of odd how that's all transpiring here this evening.
Exactly. But again, it goes back to where it starts off with the self-inflicting wound. And we see a hit to first. Hatfield will throw it to second. The throw back to first is not in time.
Yeah, well, Gorman did his best to get over there because he knew Hatfield wasn't going to get to the bag.
So Darnell is safe at first, and
the runner
did score. Yeah, Rainey scored from third, so that increases Adrian's lead 5-0.
So you're going to score that 3-6 with a force out down at second, and Darnell will reach on the fielder's choice.
And the pitcher warming up in the bullpen for the Quakers is number 24, Dominic Michael.
Dominic Michael. Richardson, who was the player in the fourth, catcher's interference, scored that run.
And the right fielder, Tristan Richardson, takes the strike. 1-1 count.
They're doing a raffle here today. What are they raffling off?
I don't know, but I know everybody on that side of the room has a ticket, but I know that we don't.
Are they eligible? How are
think
employees?
They were all checking their tickets, so I'm going to guess that they were eligible.
How are employees eligible?
I don't know. How did they get some?
What kind of operation is running here? That's like inside trading at the New York Stock Exchange.
Yeah.
Never happened?
Yeah, nah. Runner takes off for second. The throw to second is in time. Or it was in time. Oh, he dropped it. Oh, okay. I couldn't tell it. He dropped it at first. If he'd held on to it, he'd have got him.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not so sure that for Baisley, he had to do a little sidestepping just to get around the base runner, Darnell. And that throw was up the line a little bit toward first base.
2-2 count for Richardson.
So did you find out what they're raffling off, though, or what are some of the prizes? What is it?
It's supposed to be a prize.
Fly ball to left.
2 runs on 2
And that will end the inning. 2 runs on 2 hits for Adrian. They lead 5-0 going into the bottom of the 5th on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. We'll be right back.
Summit Computer Systems is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware service, support, design services, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and more. Summit Computers, 1427 Chester Boulevard in Richmond. Give them a call at 939-2120. Are you looking for the right place to work out? A place where you have several choices and can have fun at the same time? Well, that place is right here in Richmond, Family Fitness Works. Family Fitness Works has spinning, Zumba, kickboxing, core works, kick fit, body pump, body flow, and much, much more. And don't forget, Family Fitness Works also has Richmond's most extensive free weights and Nautilus in the area. Check out their website at familyfitness.com or stop by at 213 North 3rd Street in Richmond.
A little bit of work done on the dirt portion of the mound as, again, we had that rain come through just a few moments ago. And once they get all the manicuring done and make sure the footing is set for Schroeder, the right-hander, he'll go back to work. Want to remind you, tonight's game brought to you in part by Jason Wise, the Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. He has an idea for an alternative fundraiser for your school group or nonprofit. If you list, buy, or refer a customer and mention this promotion, he'll donate 10% of what he makes on that transaction to the school group or nonprofit of your choice in your name. Tell your friends, family, colleagues to mention this offer when listing with Jason Wise at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. Give him a call at 969-3400. Now, before we go back to Gerard, we mentioned earlier, let's update you on the current HCAC baseball standings. Rose-Hulman is 9-1, Franklin 8-4, Anderson, who we will see coming up on Saturday, is 7-5. The Quakers tied with Transylvania for the number 4 spot. Those two teams are 7-7. Manchester is a half game back at 6-7. Bluffton is 6-8, Defiance at 5-7, Hanover 4-8, and Mount St. Joe at 2-7. So realistically, when you look at those numbers, you can go right down to Hanover, still has a chance to get into the playoffs. And that kind of shows you just how deep things have been, or parity-wise, in the conference this year.
Well, I tell you what, that series versus Anderson is going to be so important.
Yeah.
Because I think about it, if you drop both of those games, you might be out of the top, 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might fall out of the top 6. And
your last 2 games are on the road. So, well, we said it before. Again, if you're the Quakers, you had Franklin here, you get Anderson here, 2 of the top teams. You really control your own destiny. So,
number 38, Devin Baisley, the shortstop, stepping up to the plate for the Quakers. Again, trying to find some type of offensive rhythm. Schroeder's pitch is high for ball 1. So 1-0 count for Baisley. That ball is high for a 2-0 count. And I think that fan said it right. Whatever it takes to get on base.
Yeah. Got to get some base runners going here pretty quick.
Schroeder's pitch is inside, but ump will call strike 1, 2-1 count. And Adrian has some action going on in their bullpen. Schroeder's pitch. That ball is high. 3-1 count now. Schroeder gets the sign. And his pitch is high for ball 4. So Baisley will reach first base on a walk. And that will bring up Zach Swearingen. So we'll see if the Quakers can get a little something going.
Yeah, Quakers have had base runners in every inning but the second. As you talked about it earlier, they've had now 3 runners in scoring position through 4.
Swearingen will foul that out of play for the first strike of the at-bat.
Third baseman Darnell had come up and anticipating maybe that Swearingen was going to try to advance the runner Baisley, but I think at this stage when you're down 5-0, you need guys swinging the bat.
Exactly. And I mean, Swearingen did sacrifice bunt his last at-bat, but you said it right. I think now you're at a point where you're trying to find runs.
Yeah, I don't want to trade outs for a base, especially when, again, you have 5 runs to make up. It wouldn't make a whole lot of sense right now. Maybe if it were 5-3, perhaps, especially when you know the top of the order is coming up next.
Schroeder's pitch inside. 1-1 count now. And we'll see if Coach gives the signal for Baisley to try to attempt to steal. And he hits it. The umpire gets out the way. And Swearingen will reach first base as the second baseman, Torrento, is not able to come up with the ball.
And the umpire's a marked man.
Yeah, the umpire had multiple times he's had to dive out the way. But this is Earlham's best inning start so far. You got runners on first and second with no outs. You're at the top of the order with the second baseman, number 1, Mark Gendro, at the plate. Now let's see if he'll have Gendro bunt runners over.
Well, I hope not, because Mark wants to get back up there. He had that pop-up in the last inning, and, you know, he's one of those guys that has been hitting a little bit better. Of course, of late, no one's been hitting that great, but
it gets by the catcher, so both runners will advance, and Gendro did show bunt on that pitch, but you know what? He ain't got to do it now.
Don't have to. So he just, in fact, Quakers catch a break right there.
Right there. So runners on second and third. You got no outs in the inning, and again, you're at the top of the lineup. So this is a great opportunity for you to get some runs across.
First wild pitch of the ball game for Schroeder. Where'd you think that pitch was? He had to reach so far to go get it. There's no way he could have gotten that. If that wasn't a wild pitch, there's no wild pitch here.
Gendro hits it between third. The shortstop comes up with it. He probably saved the run right there. But either way, Gendro gets on first, and Baisley comes across the plate to get Earlham's first run on the board. And that will bring up the designated hitter, number 31, Addison Robertson.
And a visit to the mound.
Will we see a pitching change right here?
Well, they already made the move. So we will take a quick timeout, tell you about the new pitcher coming up. By the way, yes, that was a wild pitch during that sequence as well. We'll tell you about the new pitcher for the Bulldogs next. 5-1. Quakers trail it by 4.
Today's game is being brought to you by Tri-County Awards in Richmond. Customized awards and quality engraving services. When you come to Tri-County Awards, you'll get nothing but the best customer service. We take pride in our prompt service and easy availability. Celebrate success with a gorgeous medal, trophy, or plaque from Tri-County Awards. We've been crafting awards since 1972. Choose from a wide variety of designs and styles. We're a locally owned and family-operated business. Tri-County Awards, 1001 Southeast Street in Richmond. Mendenhall's True Value in Richmond is your local source for the things you need at home or your business every day. Everything from hardware, tools, carpet cleaner rentals, window and screen repair, lawn and garden supplies, as well as hunting and fishing licenses. It's all in one place at Mendenhall's True Value Hardware, right around the corner at 125 Southwest 5th Street in Richmond. Give them a call for more information at 962-4842. Finding a used car dealership you can trust is not an easy thing to do, but for me, the choice was almost too easy. How about Tony's Car Sales in Richmond? Hi, this is Troy Narangowski. You know, I purchased my last 2 cars from Tony's, and I couldn't have been happier with their service. They didn't pressure me, and they worked me through the entire process. Hey, if you're in the market for a great used vehicle, get to Tony's Car Sales in Richmond, 250 National Road West. For more information, give them a call at 962-5665 or go to their website, tonyscarsales.com. By the way, Jesse Marks, new pitcher. We'll give you some more information on him in just a moment. So, Quakers a little rally going here in the 5th.
Yep, exactly. Nice pieces of base hitting from their first 3 batters. Now you got runners on first and third. 1 run is already in the inning, and Addison Robertson is at the plate for the Quakers. The pickoff to first is not in time. Jandro beats it.
By the way, Marks, this is his 11th appearance, 17 2/3 innings, 13 hits, 9 runs, 5 earned, 16 strikeouts, and 7 walks. ERA of 2.55. He is 0-1 on the year.
Jandro takes off, and they will not throw it down to second. So now runners on second and third for the Quakers, and there are still no outs in the inning. And I'm not sure what the count is for.
Should be 0-1. That was a strike.
Oh, so a 0-1 count for Robertson. Got a little technical difficulty up here. Grounded to short. They will get Robertson at first. Jandro makes it to third, and Swearingen makes it across the plate for the Quakers' second run of the inning. And now that brings up the center fielder, number 33, Isaiah Shake.
Well, you know, that time there's really no play at the plate.
Yeah. Well, he took a long look at third for a minute, but I guess he just realized, you know what, we're still up by 4 or up by 3. Let's just get the outs.
Yeah, they don't mind trading that run. Now, I don't think they want to trade another run for an out, but that one they didn't mind.
Well, I think, and Shake will be hit by the pitch. So he makes his way to first base. And that brings up number 17, Austin Hatfield. And
you know, before you go any further, wait a minute till he gets done here.
Number 17, Austin Hatfield.
Now we need to ask Brian if that was a hit batsman or who does he want to blame that one on now. So,
yeah, did the catcher not have the glove too far out the box?
Yeah.
First pitch right down the middle. Hatfield will take it. 0-1 count. And I'm anticipating, if I read this signal correctly, Isaiah Shake's going to take off.
All right. Here?
The pickoff move back to first, not in time.
They must have thought so as well.
Yeah. This might be actually a hit and run.
Well, if Hatfield,
Shake's going to take off, and I think Hatfield will swing.
Well, if it is, hit behind the runner at first.
He takes off, and, well. So now, again, runners on second and third, 1 out in the inning, and it is a 1-1 count.
Too bad it's already a stolen base, though.
It's a great opportunity for the Quakers right here if you can get both these runs in.
Of course, you know, we could ask intention whether if they cared where they went to second, you had to take the stolen base away.
And a swing and a miss from Hatfield, 1-2 count. Fooled on the got caught swinging early on the breaking ball.
Something like that. I love you, man.
Hatfield swings and misses off the turf, and that will be the second out of the inning. So we'll see if the left fielder, number 16, Andrew McFadden, can bring in at least one of the runs.
By the way, they gave Hatfield just a steady diet of breaking pitches.
Yeah. And you saw the last two, we got fooled on them.
Yeah. And McFadden 0 for 2. No better time now to come up with a base hit.
And that ball was high. 1-0 count. So 1-0 count for McFadden. He takes that for a strike. 1-1 count. Ooh, and a breaking ball gets by McFadden. 1-2 count.
Yeah, he was way out in front.
Yeah, way out in front. The pitch is low off the turf for a 2-2 count. And I'm thinking right now, if you're the Quakers, you have to find some kind of way to get these runs across.
Yeah, I think it's big right now. Boy, even if you can just get one right here, get one more run.
And he gets it, and the shortstop, O'Keefe, makes the grab for the final out of the inning. Well, Earlham gets 2 runs in the inning to trim Adrian's lead 5-2 going in the top of the 6th on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. We'll be right back.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you were born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with the most comprehensive auto repair services that include general services, car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. Their goal is simple: to offer the best services available at affordable prices to get you back on the road in no time. For a high-performance vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, give them a call at 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
Welcome back to Randall R. Sadler Stadium. We are in the top of the 6th inning. Earlham trails 5-2 after picking up 2 runs in that last inning.
Did you happen to notice that these raffles that we are mysteriously giving stuff away, and Brian says that they're dinners with him, that nobody's claiming any one of those dinners yet?
Yeah,
the winners haven't come up at all.
They said 16 winners, so that's 16 dinners. I didn't realize Brian was getting paid like that.
Yeah, he is. I can't believe they pay him at all.
I know, right?
Quality gets awarded or rewarded.
Leading off the inning for Adrian, number 23, the designated hitter, Chad Paddock.
Paddock doubled in the 4th.
I mean, I'm technically not getting paid, but
you know, remember we did the public address announcing and the game at the same time. All he does is PA.
Pop up into left field, and McFadden will make the grab for the first out of the inning. Yeah, you're right. You did the PA. We did the announcing.
We coordinated.
You could honestly fire him and just keep, and you could do both.
You don't need him.
But we like Brian, so.
No. Here's O'Keefe.
We're not advocating for that.
Number 12, Sean O'Keefe.
Everybody loves Brian. Strike taken from the shortstop, O'Keefe. It's a 0-1 count. That one will be fouled, so a quick 0-2 count for O'Keefe. And I'll tell you what, every time there's a foul ball, you got guys that sprint from the dugout to go pick those balls up.
Yeah, that becomes a
They make it a
contest,
game. Yeah, they
doesn't
make it a game. 0-2 count. And Gorman's pitch just outside, 1-2. Gorman's pitch is a hit to the shortstop, Baisley, and the throw across will not be in time. And O'Keefe gets an infield single, and that will bring up the second baseman, number 39, Jordan Torrento. But we will have a quick call or a quick challenge from Coach Sakositz.
I'm not really sure why, though, because I think he was safe at first base.
I thought so as well.
You know, the only thing I saw is that when Baisley threw it, I don't know if it slipped out of his hand, but it seemed like his motion through was a lot stronger than throw itself. So I'm not sure what that argument would be about.
Yeah, I mean, the umpire said that Hatfield came off the bag, but I thought he beat it out before the throw even got there.
I did too. In fact, I didn't even think that, honestly, it was really that close.
I didn't think so either. And they made the quick call after the meeting that he was safe. So an infield single to O'Keefe, and Torrento is at the plate. And, I mean, we're kind of in the same scenario. One out, runner gets on first base.
That's right. And it was they stopped play, and I guess you could put that in that category.
And the deep fly ball is caught by McFadden at left field. What a great catch by McFadden. I honestly thought that was about to drop over his head. I couldn't even see the ball, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he made a great over-the-shoulder catch right at that 375 mark on the run, and a ball that just kept carrying. That's a great play by McFadden. You know, easily you could give up on a ball like that thinking there's no way I'm going to get to it, but he knows his ballpark well enough to know where that ball was hit at 375 in the alley. Still had some room to work with.
Yeah.
So good job by McFadden.
Great job, because he also saved a run.
Yes. You know, Keefe, he was about ready to round second base.
Yes. This one is hitting the right field, and that will be caught by Sean Dell. And that will be the final out of the inning. No runs for Adrian. So we head into the bottom of the sixth inning. Adrian leads 5-2 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. We'll be right back.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
Hey, just a reminder, Earlham Baseball being brought to you tonight by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week, you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors, only $3.50. Every Saturday, the Black Forest ham. Sunday, the meatball marinara. And Monday, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway. Eat fresh.
catcher number 30, Andrew Bradley, will lead it off for the Quakers in the bottom of the 6th. And Earlham was able to score a couple runs in the last inning, so let's see if they can keep the offensive momentum up a little bit.
Yeah, started with that leadoff walk by Baisley and a couple of base hits.
He will take ball 1.
Bradley 1 for 2, did single in the 4th.
This one right down the middle for strike 1, 1-1 count. The pitch is hit to the third baseman, Darnell, and great tag by Wood as he was forced to come off the bag, but he was able to lay down the tag for the first out of the inning. And that will bring up the right fielder, number 25, Robbie Shondell.
You know, we've seen a couple of balls. We saw Baisley. We don't know if that ball slipped out of his hand or not, but then you look at that throw by Darnell. Turf, it might be a little bit wet still and don't have a great grip on the baseball.
Yeah, exactly. The pitch is outside for ball 1. I mean, I'm still thinking about last inning. I thought with 1 out, runners on second and third, Earlham had to get at least one of those runners in, you know.
Yeah, they've been great to have gotten that third. And
yeah, and spectacular to get that 4th one in. But, I mean, they got 2. They're still only down 3. It's a 1-1 count for Shondell. And he will take strike 2. 1-2 count.
you have 5 runners left in scoring position now for Earlham.
And you're down 3. Shondell with almost a check swing, but didn't go halfway. So 2-2 count. And Shondell hits it just over the second baseman's head. So he gets a single with 1 out in the inning, and that will bring up Baisley, the shortstop.
Yeah, and Shondell now with 2 singles, went the opposite way both times.
Well, I mean, you look at the numbers. Adrian and Earlham both have 7 hits. It's just it goes back to the timeliness of them.
Yeah. Yeah, where they got the runs in that 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings.
Pick off the first, not in time.
And again, it all started with either a hit batsman, you look at the walk, you turn around and get a double, an extra base hit. Guy comes up next, gets a single.
That pitch was high. 4-1. Pitch home is also high. 2-0 count now for Baisley.
Baisley singled in the 3rd, walked and scored in the 5th.
The pick off the first, not in time. See if Shondell takes off. He doesn't. Call that pitch a strike, so 2-1 count.
Shondell has attempted just 3. He has 2 stolen bases.
Wow, I don't know why I thought he had more.
Yeah. But now the question is, do you want to gamble here in the 6th?
And I thought they did for a minute, but he took the strike 2, so 2-2 count.
Well, he bluffed it well.
Yeah, he did.
I thought maybe once he got past the infield brown section you see there at first base, I thought he was taking off.
I thought he was too. But 2-2 count, so I doubt he'll take off now.
Well, he's got a heck of a lead.
Yep.
See, anytime you get that right foot on the green, he took an extra step.
Yeah, if you get that right foot on the green, that's a big leadoff. And that breaking ball is outside, so it is a full count now for Devin Baisley.
See, when you watch Shondell at first, he'll take his secondary lead well into the – it almost seems like when the pitcher's ready to pitch. Watch, he stands there, and now he's ready to go. See, look how far he gets out.
And he takes off. And Baisley takes it for a ball 4. So now runners on first and second for the Quakers. And that brings up Swearingen. Zach Swearingen, the third baseman.
Yeah, I'm not so sure if I'm Marks that my catcher doesn't signal somehow. That guy's way off at first base, so he didn't throw over there that time. Because he took that little extra jump again, that little hop once he started to throw to the plate. I thought maybe if you make a move to first, he might have a chance.
Yeah, because he really jumped off on that. He was well into the green. Foul ball from Swearingen, first strike.
Zach singled and scored in the 5th inning, one of the 2 runs. Those are the 2 runs put on the board.
The pitch, and it comes off of Swearingen's bat for second strike.
Yeah, Marks jammed him with that pitch. Fastball right in on the hands.
Yep, we've seen a few times where a few inside pitches or behind the batter, it hits off the bat.
Yeah. Well, and Swearingen probably more of a defensive move than anything. He didn't really want to swing at it, but that pitch was too far inside.
Yep. Got to protect. And he does not, so he goes down looking for strike 3. I mean, that ball a little bit outside, but the umpire said it wasn't that far outside. So 2 outs now, runners on first and second, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Mark Gendro.
Well, I'm sure Swearingen was looking for something back in, at least in across instead of across the plate out. And I don't know if he was looking for a breaking pitch, but the pitcher Marks had come inside on the last one. Maybe he was expecting another one, but that's a tough one to watch. See, this guy right here, Marks, is now starting to feel he likes that breaking pitch he's throwing right there.
Yeah.
That one feels a little more comfortable for him.
Pitcher Marks will step off the mound.
See, and if I'm a pitcher like Marks and I just struck a guy out, I got 2 outs, I don't really worry about that guy.
I'm not worried about that at all.
I feel good about what I just did. I'm going to keep my rhythm going. Why not just keep throwing to the leadoff hitter, Gendro, instead of looking back? Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to care about him.
Pitch was low. 1-1 count now for Gendro.
So much pitching is just rhythm and getting yourself into a place that you really are feeling good about what you did. And boy, and especially when you throw those breaking pitches to Swearingen and got him to look at the last one. I don't care much about the guy at second base.
Exactly. Let's just get this last out.
Yeah. And I still have a 3-run lead.
And he fouls that for strike 2. 1-2 count now for Gendro. And Adrian has another pitcher warming up in their bullpen.
You know, the Quakers saw 7 pitchers from DePaul last night.
Oh, wow.
7.
It's a lot of pitchers to see.
I think the starter went 3. They gave him the win, but think about that. He goes 3 innings. You had 6 other pitchers going the last 6 innings.
Wow.
So they saw a lot of different pitchers that threw different styles and everything else last night. Generally, again, you look at a game like that, DePaul was ahead early. You wouldn't think you'd see that many guys.
Well, remember, it's also an out-of-conference game for him, so getting some guys some playing time. Runners take off, and that bounces off the turf. It is a full count. Now runners on second and third for Jandro. The pitcher warming up for Adrian is number 33, Spencer Ford. But once again, runners on second and third. It's a big opportunity. Got to have those timely hits.
Yeah, and here's a guy that has done it. I mean, this guy's one of your better hitters right here.
Can he come through? And he fouls that out of play, so he stays alive.
Well, and he guessed right.
Yeah.
He knew it was going to be a breaking pitch just underneath it.
If you ask me, that'd be the main pitch I would constantly think about at the plate. Like, he's going to hit me with this breaking pitch.
So now, right now, depending what happens, 5 runners in scoring position now in the last 2, now 3 innings.
And that ball is high and nearly connects with Jandro's head, but he ducks out the way for ball 4. So we have bases loaded with the senior, number 31, Addison Robertson. And I think somebody just said it right. No better time for the senior right now.
Yeah, let's, of course, we pull for this young man right here. And he has struggled this year, did get a base hit in the first inning, but now he has a chance to get the Quakers right back in it with a huge base hit.
The pitch is outside for ball 1. And I also think as a hitter right here, you got to be smart. We've seen that the pitcher's thrown a few more balls the last at-bat. So you can't help him out by swinging outside the zone.
Yeah. I'm going to go back to when Marks looked back to second. And I think if he stays in his rhythm, he's fine. But
breaking ball outside for ball 2.
He's really struggling now finding the plate.
Marsh's pitch is a swing and a miss from Robertson. 2-1 count, and that fastball has some heat on it.
Yeah, and it was down in the strike zone as well. It was a ball that Addison kind of had to reach for.
Two-1 count for Robertson. And he hits one high, and the second baseman, Torrento, will make the grab for the final out of the inning. So no runs for the Quakers, and we head to the top of the 7th. Adrian leading 5-2 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, and we will be right back.
Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com.
Dominic Michael will take over for the Quakers as we move to inning number 7. We remind you, as always, live stats and updated statistics and much more on GoEarlham.com. Great to have you with us here this evening. We'll get you some numbers on Dominic in just a couple of moments. Quakers, if you look back now, let's go ahead and do so over the I can't believe they've been giving away so much stuff. Everybody's a winner now. You go back over the last 3 innings, we'd mentioned the Quakers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runners in scoring position. That's now 7 runners in scoring position left there for the Quakers in tonight's game in scoring position. Not just left on base, but in scoring position.
And, again, it all comes back down to those timely hits, and Earlham just cannot seem to get them when they really need it.
By the way, Dominic Michael coming into this one here tonight, making his 15th appearance. 25 in the third innings, 25 hits, 11 runs, 8 earned, 15 strikeouts, and 2 walks. He has an ERA of 2.84. He is on the season 1-1. Does have 3 saves to his credit as well. Brandon Cooper scheduled to lead things off here in the top of the 7th inning. That's the only change for the Quakers is Michael, the new pitcher. And his first pitch now to Cooper on the way is in there for a strike. Cooper, 2-run double back in the 3rd inning. He's been on base twice, was hit by a pitch in the 5th. He has scored a run. He'll take that pitch up high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Cooper, Rainey, and Wood, 2, 3, and 4 in the order here in the 7th now for the Bulldogs. Outfield straight away. A little shallow and right is Shondell. And this is hit high in the air to left field as McFadden goes back on it. Right at the warning track will make the catch, and there's 1 out here in the 7th, and here is Gunnar Rainey.
Now batting the catcher, number 10, Gunnar Rainey.
Rainey 2 for 3, a run scored. I'm still curious about this raffle thing.
I am too. I still have not been told what's the prize.
I don't either. They've been giving away all kinds of things.
Well, she jumped like it was the lottery.
I know.
Ooh.
This one will be fouled off the leg of Rainey, and that might have caught him on the knee.
I know that had to hurt.
Yeah, that's one of those that there's nothing that feels good about that at all. No. Well, Rainey either caught it off the ankle or the knee. Either way you look at it. Did you see Bradley? I don't know if he had the bat in his hand or if he dropped it in front of Rainey or not, but he made Rainey pick up the bat himself. That's a cold human being right there.
Hey, no love lost for the other team.
And they may have to get the trainer because this one, well, they started to bring Bill Kinsey out, the trainer, but I think he's going to get back.
You know what, let me finish this at-bat real quick.
Yeah, let me.
Got to finish the at-bat.
Check that big knot on my ankle or wherever he got hit. It was hard to tell. He must have caught that off the ankle.
I don't know. It looked like he grabbed his knee.
I'll be grabbing my whole left side. Screaming bloody murder rolling around on the ground. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way. Grounded on the 1 hop to the second baseman. Jandro to first. And Rainey's like, I shouldn't have done that. I mean, I had to run all the way down there for that. 2 away, and here is the cleanup hitter, Randy Wood. So Wood singled his last time up. He's 1 for 3. So 2 quick outs here in the 7th for Michael, and the pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. You still don't see that many players now. This young man right here, Wood, has that shin guard on that lead foot, but you don't see as many players doing that anymore. The way they used to, there was never any shortage of padding going on.
It doesn't matter, honestly, what kind of padding you have. A baseball coming that fast is going to hurt.
Yeah. 1 ball and 1 strike. The wind and the pitch on the way. Popped him up on the right side. That is going to go out of play. So we'll get a 1 ball, 2 strikes. He must be doing food stuff.
Yeah.
They gave away a lot of stuff, too.
That's my question. Did she get all of them?
She get a grand prize
you
winner.
Get to pick one.
Oh, you got to pick one.
Pick one. Wait, hold up. They'll give you a $15 Olive Garden, but only a $5 McDonald's? What sense does that make?
Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Good breaking pitch. Looked like that caught the outside corner, but Wood will stay alive at 2-2. Here's the break-even pitch on the way. Hit deep into center field. Isaiah Shake will go back on it, make the catch. We will head to the bottom half of inning number 7, a 1-2-3 inning for Dominic Michael. We remain 5-2 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hogue, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
we got this.
Well, each team with 7 base hits. The biggest difference now in this one is the 3 runs by Adrian. They have scored ahead of the Quakers 5-2 as we head to the bottom half of the 7th. Isaiah Shake, Austin Hatfield, and Andrew McFadden all due up. Mark's back in for another inning of work. And the pitch on the way is a breaking ball in the inside corner for a strike. And again, we're going to reiterate one more time that the Quakers just leaving too many players in scoring position, including 2 in the 6th inning. Mark's out of the stretch again. The pitch, low and outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. And boy, there's times you sound like you're beating a dead horse here, but this one tonight is just you're getting guys on base, you're just not scoring them. There's a breaking ball inside. And when you really think about it, the pitching hasn't been all that great on the other side. Schroeder got the start. Mark's now in, but they haven't been dominating. But Earlham just can't seem to get those runs across. The 2-1 pitch on the way, popped him up on the right side. That will go out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Isaiah. 0 for 1, actually 0 for 2, excuse me. He was hit by a pitch back in the 5th inning. Quakers got the 2 runs in that 5th inning, and again left runners on at 2nd and 3rd. Marks will get the sign from Rainey. Here's the break-even pitch, and it's way outside. Yeah, we'll go 3-2 now to Shake. Quakers will get a couple of days to get ready for the Anderson Ravens on Saturday. Reminder again, the first game is a noon start time now. And that pitch is outside for ball 4.
Well, it's already been a long week. It's their 4th game in 3 days.
Yeah, that's always one thing about pitching in the college game. Do you have enough? And we've got another visit to the mound, and I think the Bulldogs might make another move. The guy in the bullpen is now being called to, so Adrian will go back to the bullpen as we will tell you about the new pitcher coming up in just a couple of moments. Stay right there. This is Earlham Baseball Radio Troy Digital Sports.
We check them better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back them better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
The new pitcher now will be Spencer Ford, and let me give you some numbers on Ford. He is making his 13th appearance, 14 innings, 17 hits, 10 runs, 6 earned, 11 strikeouts, 13 walks, no record, an ERA of 3.86. So Ford will step in. The Quakers have Isaiah Shake down at first base, and generally when Isaiah's on, we'll look for a stolen base. As Hatfield steps up, he's 0 for 3. He will immediately take off. The throw down to second is not in time. It gets through, but backed up by Shearing, the center fielder. So once again, the Quakers have a runner in scoring position here in the 7th inning. And the count, 1 ball, no strikes now to Hatfield. Spencer Ford out of Howell, Michigan, a junior, 6 foot, 195 pounds. So the Quakers have a chance again now here in the 7th. They've had guys in scoring position in every inning but one. The stretch by Ford, a check of the runner, and the pitch on the way to the plate is in there for a strike. Hatfield grounded out back in the 1st, flew out in the 4th, and struck out in the 5th.
Well, if Earlham, like we said before, if they want to make a deep run in the playoff tournament, they're going to have to figure out a way to get base hits when runners are in scoring position. They've done a good job getting hits to get runners in that position. Yeah. They just can't bring them in.
Yeah, it's tough one here tonight. Generally over the last 3 games, it was just a matter of getting hits, and now it's a matter of getting runners across the plate as Hatfield calls time. It's really almost 2 areas of frustration here, I'm sure, for the Quakers. Hard hit. The shortstop plays him well. O'Keefe will throw to first and get the out. There's one away, and, boy, they had him played right up the middle, too.
That's a couple of times that the shortstop O'Keefe has been, like, right near the bag, and the ball's hit right to him. Like, if he's in his regular shortstop spot, I don't think he makes those plays.
And we will see a pinch hitter now for McFadden. As he was on his way to the plate, he is being called back. And see who will come to the plate now for Earlham.
Looks like McCabe. That's what it looks like. Yep, number 5.
So here's McCabe. So Andrew McCabe will step to the plate. So McFadden is done for the night.
Cameron McCabe at the plate. He's done well as a freshman this year.
So McFadden is out. He goes 0 for 3 today in the number 5 hole. And here is McCabe. Each team again with 7 base hits. And now the Quakers go to their bench here with McCabe stepping to the plate. Andrew Bradley is on deck, so he is next. That one hit to the screen. Good cut by McCabe, 0-1. Quakers scored 2 runs in the 5th. That has been it. Ford is the 3rd pitcher used tonight by the Bulldogs. And the pitch on the way is high for a ball. You know, one thing I can tell you right now, the home plate umpire is not giving that high strike yet.
No, he is not. He's maintained his position with that.
It almost looks like, though, the way that, again, baseball has changed over the last couple of years, that they would have called that a strike. Because the high strike is something that really has come back where they've done a lot in Major League Baseball. Time will be called. He called time. Yeah. One ball and 1 strike. McCabe back in as Ford set to throw. The pitch on the way, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One away as we play here in the bottom of inning number 7. Isaiah Shake again with a lead at second base. The pitch on the way, got him looking.
Can't afford to go down looking when you're still trailing by 3. And, you know, you're running out of outs.
You know, the other thought about that is with Bradley, take that back with Bradley, coming to the plate is this, is that we have struggled. You ought to be up there just hacking away.
Yes. I think, like, if a pitch is somewhere near the area, you got to swing at it.
Yeah, you do not leave it up to the guy behind the plate.
No, not at all.
That pitch in there for a strike. I mean, you just take care of business. Get up there and swing away. So Bradley tonight, 1 for 3, single back in the 4th inning. No one throwing in either bullpen right at the moment. The stretch and the pitch on the way is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bradley was left at third base back in the 4th. And now Ford will check the runner at second base. The pitch on the way to the plate, popped up foul, and that'll go out of play. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bradley. Well, as you said a little bit ago, too, we're starting to see the Quakers running out of outs.
Yeah.
That now accentuates the pressure a little bit more to try to deliver.
But you've already said it's 7 runners. Whew. That's close. 7 runners in scoring position that they've left on, and they're down 3.
Yeah. And even if you went back and said, you know, maybe runners at third, they've put up 3 of those as well. Actually, 4 of those now.
You see, exactly.
So you're 90 feet away from having 4 runs and leading at 6-5.
Yes.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The break-even pitch is outside, 3-2. So Bradley trying to get himself on base, and Robbie Shondell is on deck, who has played well tonight at the plate, 2 for 3. If you go back over the last few games, too, I have to think about how many extra base hits do the Quakers have?
Not that much.
Yeah, everything's been singles, other than the triple by Addison Robertson. I'm trying to think who else may have had an extra base hit.
I can't think of one.
And again, if it was, it certainly wasn't many. The Quakers just hitting a lot of singles. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bradley back in. Ford gets the sign from Rainey, checks the runner again at second, and comes home with a pitch and hit into center field. Schuring is there and makes the catch easily, and the Quakers leave runners on base again in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, 5-2 Bulldogs.
Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond. After the unexpected, expect us. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Fayette, Rush, Union, Decatur, and Shelby counties. Auto, home, life, renters, farm, crop, and business coverage. Coverage you need in a language you know. We take customer satisfaction seriously and don't take a cookie-cutter approach to your coverage. For more information, call 800-723-3276 or go to their website, in.farmbureau.com.
Hey, this is Steve, and out of Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
Quakers down 5-2 as we move to the top of the 8th inning. And due up will be Dugan Darnell, Tristan Richardson, and Chad Paddock. And by the way, McCabe does take over in left field for the Quakers. That is the only change. Dominic Michael back in again for another inning of work. And so far for Dugan Darnell, he is 0 for 3, does have a stolen base in the 5th inning. And the pitch is in there for a strike. First look here for Dugan Darnell to the right-hander Dominic Michael. 1-2-3 inning for Michael in the 7th as that pitch is up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield straight away. Here's the leg kick and the pitch. Hit foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. People are still buzzing about all the prizes. You know, you give them a little food and they'll just do anything.
Exactly right.
If it was a T-shirt, they'd go nuts.
Yep.
McDonald's hamburger.
Could have been a Jolly Rancher and they'd been excited.
That one hit well down the left field line. McCabe going back on it. That'll be extra bases as that one bounces at the 3-10 sign. And a stand-up double now by Dugan Darnell. And a good start here for the Bulldogs in the 8th inning. And that'll bring up now Tristan Richardson.
Number 16.
Richardson is 0 for 2. Did reach on catcher's interference in the 4th inning and scored a run. That is the 4th double actually. 4 doubles on the night now for Adrian. And so Richardson will step to the plate. They'll come in on the corners anticipating that maybe Richardson will look to sacrifice the runner to third, get one of those 2 runs back. The stretch by Michael lays down the bunt. It's a good one. The catcher will come out. And Bradley's throw is off the mark at first. A run will score. And into second base is Richardson. And it's now 6-2. And that'll be an error there on the catcher, Bradley. Well, that worked out well if you're an Adrian fan, right?
Worked out very well. You know, you do a sacrifice bunt, and instead you get your bunter on second, and your runner scored.
So now Chad Paddock will step to the plate. He had one of the 4 doubles back in the 4th inning. Quakers played it just right. It was, again, a very good bunt, but The throw gets by Jandro down at first, and here's another look at a bunt. Pitches in there for a strike. So Richardson now standing at second base. Quakers again with their second error, and one of the runs now taken back by the Bulldogs here in the 8th inning. They'll come in on the corners once again. On your left side is Swearingen. On your right side is Hatfield. The stretch by Michael, and the bunt in the air, and diving, almost making the catch is Bradley, and Paddock 0-2.
Do you feel like it should have been Hatfield to try to make that grab right there? Or?
I think he was playing him, but I don't think he's that fast. I think that's the best thing they could have done is try to get Bradley to make the catch.
Sometimes I'm just wondering if it's like a better angle when you look at it from the front rather than trying to catch up to it like Bradley.
Yeah, I'm not sure he'd have gotten to it. He's a big guy.
Yeah, he is.
And moved pretty quick to get to that one. But, if he were charging in a little bit harder, perhaps, I think he was kind of laying back a little bit to see where that bunt was going to be. So Paddock now 0-2. I doubt this time he'll look to sacrifice. Paddock coming in as a 200 hitter. The stretch by Michael. And the pitch on the way to the plate. Did he get a piece of it? Caught, throw to third, and got him.
Wow.
Double play the rather unusual way. They strike out Paddock on the foul tip catch by Bradley, and then he throws down to third to get Richardson, and just like that, 2 outs.
Okay, well, that's a great response by Bradley, who made the error with the throw, but now he gets the runner out at third, so that's a great response right there from Bradley.
All right, so how often do you see that?
Not that often.
Foul tip catch, and the ball came out of his catcher's glove, and he still was able to get it down and throw down to third. So 2 away. And if he doesn't hold on, speaking of Bradley, you got the runner at third. And just 1 out, that would have scored the run right there. There's a base hit by Sean O'Keefe. That is his second base hit. That one right behind Dominic as he was coming on the follow-through.
The second baseman, number 39.
9 hits on the board now for the Bulldogs. And here's Torrento, the number 9 hitter. I think it's great concentration for Bradley, though.
Yeah.
You got the guy swinging through. You have to still make the catch on the foul tip. Make the catch with the ball and throw to third.
Yeah, and still make the grip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all so instinctive. It's just amazing sometimes that athletes can do some of the things they do. They don't have much time to think about it. That pitch is outside. But O'Keefe now down at first base. If you're the Bulldogs, though, you feel pretty good. You got one of those runs back. You're now a 4-run lead. They needed to get 1, and they did. Love to have gotten 2, and they're not done yet. Is that pitch in there for a strike? Torrento doubled back in the 3rd, grounded out in the 4th, flew out in the 6th inning. The stretch by Michael, and the pitch on the way is hit foul. Look out in the Earlham dugout.
Keep your head up over there.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Quakers, if they can manage to get a win, it's 1-2 down there, guys. They'll get their 16th win of the year against 17 losses. Adrian going for their 25th win of the year. The pitch on the way. Runner takes off, pitch low and inside, and that'll be a stolen base by O'Keefe.
So it's a 2-2 count, right?
Yep. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. Quakers now being out hit 9-7. Michael gets the sign from Bradley, who sets up on the outside corner of the plate. Here's the pitch on the way, lifted high in the air. Left field, McCabe will wait for that one to come down. He will make the catch, But a run across as we move now to the bottom half of inning number 8 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Bulldogs lead at 6-2.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto and business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf and I approve this message.
Hey, if you're looking for a great place to dine, how about Little Sheba's? Come join them in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue and grab one of their gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, and more in their smoke-free environment. You can get a 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home. For more information about Little Sheba's, give them a call at 962-2999.
Yeah, a little rain shower go through earlier. The rain is gone. The players now down the backstretch of this one, especially for the Quakers, who have just gotten so many players in scoring position. They have not been able to get them across. Now they'll move to the bottom of the 8th inning. Baisley scheduled to lead things off, or is it Shondell? It's going to be Shondell, excuse me.
Yeah, Shondell.
Number 25, Robbie.
So Shondell leads things off. A couple of base hits for Robbie. Shondell, Beasley, and Swearingen all due up. Ford back in for another inning of work, and the right-hander's first pitch is low and outside for a ball. Quakers find a way to get a win tonight, trying to get some kind of momentum going in. There's a swing and a miss into that series against Anderson on Saturday. You're fighting now for not only getting in, because anything can happen in the last 4 to 6 games, depending on how many each team has left, as this is a line drive into left field. Cooper going back on it, reaches up, can't grab that one. It bounces over the fence for a ground rule double, and I think Shondell missed the bag at first, so he goes back to make sure he touches it, and then he'll trot on down to second base. And we just got done talking about extra base hits, and we haven't seen one for the Quakers in a while. Here's Baisley. One thing about when you have the turf the way that the Quakers have here, you're going to get a lot of ground rule doubles and balls that are hit close to the fence. Sometimes it doesn't run in your favor, especially if you have a guy rounding, potentially getting to third and rounding third to score, and they got to bring him back to third. Yeah. Baisley's been on base all 3 times. Throw to second, no.
That was close.
Baisley singled in the 3rd, walked and scored in the 5th, and then walked, left stranded at second in the 6th inning. Quakers now with 8 hits. The stretch by Ford, and the pitch on the way is in there for a strike. Swearingen is on deck, the third baseman, and then back to the top of the order. Ford checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch. Fastball is up high. Well, the Quakers, 5 runs in their last 3 games. Now they have 7 runs in 4. Their batting average will go up, but the number of runners left in scoring position will go up with it. That pitch in there for a strike. That got a little groan from a few of the Earlham fans here tonight. Right now you're at 9 runners in scoring position. That does count Shondell down at second base. That's going to be fouled away. So Baisley stays at 1-2. Looks like at least at this stage the Bulldogs will let Ford finish this out. There's nobody throwing in the bullpen at the moment. That one hit foul to the right.
You and I both know, but that could change in a heartbeat depending on how it goes.
We just got, when we were earlier in the ballgame, talking about the very same thing with the starter for the Quakers, Kyle Gorman. When he got through the first 2 innings, he ran into some trouble in the third, and the next thing you know, he gets that first out. He's in trouble after a walk, and there's a caught looking again. So Baisley is out number 1. We saw McCabe strike out looking in the last inning, so there's 1 away, and here's Zach Swearingen, and we just talked about that. Guys coming up to the plate, watching called third strikes, and it happens again. The stretch now by Ford. And the pitch on the way to the plate is outside for a ball. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different Earlham players who have gone down looking. You start adding up all the different numbers here tonight as that pitch is a strike, and you get a pretty good idea of why you're trailing 6-2. Those 9 left on base until we see what happens with the current runner. 5 caught looking. The stretch once again by Ford. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And now Swearingen down at 1 and 2. I'm sure for Coach Sack, I know he's kind of leaning up against the dugout wall there, but there's no whole lot he can do. I mean,
it's just how do you work on this? I mean, practice is so different from the game.
You know, and you're right. I don't know. You can sit out here and take BP all you want.
Yeah.
BP is a lot different than actual live pitching, and these guys going to have to work through it themselves.
Exactly.
Now, remember, they're still playing without Danny Dopp.
And Brian Pensura.
Pensura, we haven't seen him in a while, and even if Pensura were to come back, he's been out for so long, it's going to take him a while to get back into game-type situations. The 1-2 pitch is a breaking ball outside. Now, Danny missed a little bit of action again against Franklin. He's not playing. He didn't play last night. He's not playing tonight, but you can get him back and be ready by Saturday. Pensura may not be the same case. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Swearingen. The pitch hit foul. And you're also thinking that you have then Thursday and Friday, and hopefully the weather will be okay where these guys can get out here and hit before Saturday, that you've got just 2 days to fix it. The break-even pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts of Baisley and Swearingen. And now here's Mark Jandro at the top of the order. Well, Lee Swearingen goes down swinging.
Yeah. There's been more guys going down looking than swinging today.
Yeah, it's been a rough one. But let's see if now that Mark Jandro can change their fortunes here with a runner at second base. Mark's been on base twice, does have a base hit, and takes that pitch high for a ball. You know, we thought against Franklin, and you looked at their ERA at 6.07, that the Quakers might hit better. It didn't happen, as this pitch is in there for a strike. The numbers told you that they should be hitting better, but it, again, just didn't work out for whatever reason. And people will say, well, you played a better team. I think better team maybe in aspects of what we saw offensively, but you couldn't really say that from a pitching standpoint, but they threw well.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
The numbers just didn't indicate it coming in. Fly ball down the right field line, and that will go out of play. So that, I guess in that sense, it just didn't make a whole lot of sense.
No, it did not.
That the Quakers couldn't score runs. Especially when you came off the 4-game set. And again, the teams they played take nothing away from them. They certainly weren't as good as Franklin, but from a pitching ERA numbers standpoint, their numbers were better than Franklin. So it's kind of a weird game, that's for sure. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch on the way, grounded to the right side. Second baseman Torrento, a lob throw to first, and a run will score after the throwing error by Torrento. He just kind of lobbed it to first, and Jandro beats him over there.
Well, he lobbed it to first and also threw it to where the first baseman had to come off the bag.
So that'll be a throwing error on the second baseman. So Sean Dell just kept on his horse and scored, and here is Addison Robertson. That looked like a Steve Sachs throw. And I'm talking about a long time ago for the Dodgers. Guy couldn't throw to first base at second base worth his life. That pitch is high and outside. And some guys go through that where, for whatever reason, they get that mind block thing going, and that throw is like throwing from here to downtown Richmond. You just can't get it there, and it goes all over the place. And there's a throwing error now by Ford, as advancing to second is Jandro. If Steve Sachs had played for the Cardinals, I'm sorry. So now the head coach, Craig Rainey, is going to come out and probably not real happy with the way his team is playing right at the moment. They felt they should have been out of this inning and going to work in the 9th. Instead, he has to come out and lecture a couple of the players, get them refocused. You know, sometimes it's those routine plays that you think are the easiest thing that players have the most trouble with.
Yep, exactly. And sometimes guys just have a lack of focus at that moment, and next thing you know, what should be an out ends up being a run, and now a runner on second base, and what should be the top of the 9th inning, we're still in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. Some of the players a little concerned about that shady game we had going on here in the press box between giving stuff away and how many employees were winning stuff.
You still know how we never got tickets?
It's like a Ponzi scheme or something going on up here. Some of them are rolling in everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never seen anything so crooked.
Yeah, me either.
Robertson back in, 2 balls, no strikes.
That we're paying off the ticket drawer.
Yeah. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. You know, like you and I were wondering where they get all these prizes, though.
I don't know.
Really? Huh. That pitch is low. You notice too, that nobody went and got us shirts or anything?
Yeah, we're forgotten about.
The stretch by Ford. Now I don't think that is strike 3. Yeah, he rung him up.
He rung him up, but
yeah, he goes whatever. So 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Robertson. Yeah, he's losing a little focus, too. Well, he got Robertson out of the strike zone on that one, and Robertson goes down. We will move to the top of the 9th inning. The Quakers, though, do get a run off of the throwing error And as we head to the ninth inning, Quakers trail at 6-3 in the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard.
Hi, this is Steve Funkhauser, and I was talking to someone the other day about how friendly and professional the crew at Jiffy Lube is, and they said, you are always so upbeat. I'm going to call you Mr. Positive, and so now I am Mr. Positive. And I want you to know how proud I am of you and that you are doing a great job today. And hey, do something nice for somebody. Make somebody smile. Smiles are contagious, you know. I want you to have a great day and the horse you rode in on. Jiffy Lube. Fast, friendly, professional. I'm Mr. Positive, and I approve this message.
Today's game brought to you in part by Mancino's Pizza and Grinders. Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads every day. They serve great food priced for family budgets. Mancino's Italian bread and pizza dough are made from scratch every day, and the baking process may take a little more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1166 or go to their website, mancinosofrichmond.com. Well, we will head to the top half of inning number 9 as I just lost a piece of important equipment here. Yeah, the Quakers are going to look back again to inning number 8 because that will be officially 9 runners in scoring position. They replaced one with the other. They did get the Shondell run, but they leave Gendreau on second base. Here's the leadoff hitter, Zach Schering. 0 for 4 today. Came in hitting at .443. And the pitch on the way shows bunt. It's in there for a strike. That's not good, yeah. No balls and a strike. The pitch on the way, there's strike 2. Here's the 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Schering, Cooper, and Rainey here at the top of the order for the Bulldogs, leading at 6-3. Hit foul. Of course, the other bad thing is you got somebody in this press box spreading vicious rumors about who's leaving the ballpark. Trying to start some controversy. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You probably learned by now you don't turn your back on anybody in here.
Nope.
It's a very vicious press box. A lot of very cold individuals. Here's the break-even pitch, and that's outside, 3-2.
Can't make no deals with nobody.
If they see you walking down the road, they're not stopping.
Yeah, nope.
More than likely to run you over. Here's the payoff pitch. And ball, my, got him looking, and that looked like ball 4 right there for Schering, and he is out, number 1. Ooh, my. That was a tough call.
Very tough call. Very tough call.
Here's Cooper. Cooper doubled back in the third for his lone base hit. All Schering can do is go back to the dugout. 0 for 5 tonight. That pitch high and inside. Well, it's very rare that you see a guy coming in hitting at .443 go 0 for 5.
Very rare.
That's a strike. So the count is even to Cooper.
Everybody has their off days.
Yep. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way, hit foul, and that 2 will go out of play. I'm not sure if Anderson is playing tonight or not. We might try to check and see what their schedule looks like if we get an opportunity to do so. They're at Wabash tonight. So they're playing a non-conference game this evening, getting ready for Saturday. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cooper back in. Michael ready to throw on the pitch. Outside, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch on the way, hit foul. And we'll stay at 2 balls, 2 strikes. You know what? We're going to go back to something that you pointed out earlier in the ball game. We were looking at the 443, the 394, the 444, the 37, 38 RBI. But you happen to notice at the bottom of the order how many hits they've got?
Yep.
And how many times they've gone on base?
Yep.
Got him swinging.
Told you, it was like Franklin. Franklin's bottom order wasn't as impressive as the top, but they ended up being more impressive that day.
Yeah, and that's all you need.
Exactly.
Here's Gunnar Rainey. So let me check here. If you go, let's take 6 on down. Richardson's been on base twice. Paddock has a double. He was on base. O'Keefe on base 3 times, had 2 hits. And Torrento had a double, as that one's popped up to the right and out of play. So you look at the production from those 4 guys, and they also scored 3 runs. Ended up with a stolen base. I mean, there really wasn't much they didn't do.
Exactly, and I guess it's showing that no matter what the numbers are.
Yeah, you guys come in 200 less or whatever, and they're producing. This one popped up to the right side. Hatfield in fair territory. We'll call for this one, squeeze it, and we will head to the bottom half of inning number 9. Quakers, they need 3 to tie and 4 to possibly get the win. Right now they trail at 6-3 in the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard.
New Vision Sports is a program that will focus on the training and improvement of the serious-minded athlete. It includes all ages and skill levels. They'll create a customized workout plan to provide an ongoing motivation and support program that'll help you achieve your training goals. There are 3 reasons to train with New Vision Sports: variety, specificity, and accountability. New Vision Sports. Give them a call at 977-5831 or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters, a division of Richmond Power and Light.
At the Reed Orthopedic Center, our physicians and support team devote themselves to helping you return to a healthy and active lifestyle. Our expertise includes shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, and knee injuries, as well as pain management and rehabilitation, and school athletic training programs and sports medicine. We are committed to providing you with the best possible orthopedic treatment that we can. To request an appointment at the Reed Orthopedic Center, call 765-935-8905.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. In a small town, a company like theirs cannot stay in business for as long as they have without being very good at what they do. It's not just about quality work, it's about customer service. If that's the kind of experience you want on your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Call Reynolds Plumbing today at 966-0994.
Couple of changes for the Bulldogs, as Dugan Darnell will be the new pitcher. Isaiah Shake will lead things off as we move to the bottom of the 9th inning. Taking over at third base will be what was the shortstop, O'Keefe. And then stepping in at shortstop will be Jake Lemelin out of Woodhaven, Michigan. He is a sophomore. So now the Quakers will face a new pitcher in Dugan Darnell, and the first pitch on the way is a wild one outside, 1 ball, no strikes.
I think it's very interesting to see a pitcher who's been playing third base the whole game. And I don't know about you, but I didn't see him warm up in the bullpen.
Mm-mm. He's only thrown 9 2/3 innings, an ERA of 0.93 this year, so he hasn't thrown a lot, but
he also hasn't got scored on.
Yeah, they apparently want to see what he can do here tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike to Isaiah Shake.
And, I mean, it's a non-conference game, so no better time.
Yep. The stretch and the pitch, and it's low, 2 balls and a strike. Yeah, Darnell is actually 2-1, does have a save on the year. The 15 strikeouts, he is a ratio of 13.97 strikeouts per 9 innings. So that gives you an idea the guy can throw strikes, but he also has 7 walks.
Oh, okay.
In those 9 innings. So, but it seems like every number we kind of throw out there didn't mean a whole lot anyway.
Honestly.
Here's the stretch and the break-even pitch on the way, and a good fastball. That may be why we're seeing him, huh?
That
he
one
blew that right by him.
It blew right by him.
Here's Hatfield. So on away here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Hatfield is 0 for 4. His first look at Darnell, the right-hander, and the pitch on the way. High fly ball into right field. Richardson will camp under it, make the catch, and the Quakers down to their final out. So here is McCabe.
Man, if your coach Sackler, what do you tell your team? Because, I mean, we can be honest that this whole season, this has been the main problem.
Yeah,
is that they can't generate enough runs.
Well, I think you don't say a whole lot. Just go out and do it again, right? You might as well. Just come back to practice tomorrow and come back on Friday and get ready for Saturday. I think there's not much you can say. We mentioned before you can probably sit down and talk with each one of them individually. You can talk to them as a team. There's a swing and a miss, but it's not changing the results. These guys will pretty much just have to do it themselves. So now the Quakers down to their final strike. That pitch low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Darnell trying to make quick work of the Quakers here in the bottom of the 9th. The right-hander will get the sign, come set, and the pitch, and that'll do it.
You got some heat on that fastball.
And now we know why they brought him in to finish this one out, and that'll do it. In a game that took 2 hours and 49 minutes, the Quakers 3 runs, 8 hits, and 2 errors. Adrian 6 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. Quakers will fall to 15 and 18 on the season. They've now lost 4 straight. Adrian now 25 and 7. They've won their last 4, and now the Quakers will set their sights on Anderson coming up on Saturday. The commentary will be pretty much the same. You got to find a way to get guys on base. And when you get them in scoring position, you got to find a way to get them across. They left 9 in scoring position here tonight. So there's not much more you can say, is there?
Honestly, I mean, we all know what the problem is, and it's been a consistent problem all season. And again, if we talked about it earlier, if Earlham wants to win the conference tournament, again, they're not saying it's not possible, but in order to do that, you're going to have to generate runs. That's just the thing about it.
All right, we will again remind you that Saturday, the first game is a noon start time. And second game at around 3:30. It'll be senior day. The Quakers will honor the only 2 seniors they have on that day. But I remind you again, you're scheduled at one point. Probably said 1 o'clock. It is now a noon start time coming up on Saturday. Final score once again, Adrian 6, Earlham 3. Thanks for being with us. This has been Quaker Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.